Think any Nigerian currently is talking about who is defecting or who is not defecting. But what we're talking is about the insecurity of this nation. Yeah. The APC government has failed. They have failed in providing employment. They have failed in securing lives and property. And they have failed to even what they swore to uphold. Today, dollars has skyrocketed. It was not what they promised us. Secondly, they are pronouncing projects that are not there. I give you an example. Ogwashuku Dam is part of what APC government is claiming to have completed. Please, that is my federal constituency. There is nothing like completing Ogwashuku Dam. But they have chosen it as part of, so you have projects that do not exist. Propaganda. And they claim that they have completed it. So we should be bothered about those things. We should be bothered about our children going to school and being able to be given quality education, which APC government has failed. We should be bothered about our children that are being kidnapped on daily basis. Yes. So we shouldn't be bothered about whether somebody is defecting. What we are talking about is what is bothering Nigerians, that APC government has failed. And it should be said. Insecurity, none of us, if you're going, you must look for police. Should that be what should be happening? That was not the foundation our founding fathers laid before this country. So let's focus on the truth. You all know that there is no government.
And we can also add that we challenge the APC government to do something about our children that are in the bush, from Niger State to Kebbi State to Katsina State and to Kaduna State. So look at the number of children that are being used. And I think that when we talk about failure, there is another name for failure. APC is another name for what? Failure.
And in addition to that, let it be on record that APC's government has not been able to surpass the megawatts of electricity as left by PDP government. Today we are below 4,000. We left above 4,000 when we left. And today we do not have that. That's one. All the grid stations, the transmission line that were left, with all the excess borrowings during the government of PDP, we were able to ensure that Paris Club wrote off some of our debts. Today they have reaccumulated. So we have a very failed government. That is the truth. Thank you.
Last question. Press statement by the Joint Caucus Committee of the Minority Party, who will soon be a majority, the People's Democratic Party Joint Caucus of the National Assembly of the Senate and the House of Representatives. The position of the Joint PDP Caucus on the resolution of Southern governors on electronic transmission of election results, state police, and other matters. After due consideration and extensive deliberations on the political and security situation in our dear country, Nigeria, the Joint PDP National Assembly Caucus unanimously upholds the resolution of the Southern Governors Forum in vehemently rejecting the clandestine moves to manipulate and alter the Electoral Act to remove electronic transmission of results from the law as proposed. Such furtive venture to tamper with a critical component of transparency and credibility in the electoral process is an unpatriotic and mischievous attempt to subvert our democratic process, institutionalize rigging, bastardize and frustrate genuine efforts towards credible elections in our country. Electronic transmission of results is the only way to eliminate malpractice and manipulations associated with manual collation of results, including alterations, switching of votes, and disappearance of electoral materials while in transit to various collation centers. The joint PDP caucus is already taking very strong and uncompromising steps to ensure that this provision guaranteeing electronic transmission of results is not tampered with in any form whatsoever. On security, the joint PDP caucus affirms our unwavering support for the establishment of state police, as well as other measures adopted by the governors to ensure the security of lives and property in the respective states, including those curtailing unauthorized movement and occupation of forest areas within the southern part of Nigeria. We also affirm the demand by state governors that as chief security officers in their states, that they must be duly informed before any security institution undertakes any operation within their territories. The joint PDP caucus also lends full support to the demand by our governors that the deductions from the Federation account for the Nigerian Police Security Trust Fund should be distributed among the states and the federal government to combat security challenges. These resolutions by the governors regarding security does not offend, but rather reinforce genuine efforts towards guaranteeing adequate security of lives and property, given the current situation in our country as a federation. We call on our governors, lawmakers, and critical stakeholders from other regions and parts of Nigeria to support these patriotic initiatives of the Southern Governors Forum in the interest of security of lives and property in our dear nation. The Joint Caucus agrees with the position of the governors in rejecting the 3% percentage of share of the oil revenue to the host community as passed by the Senate and supports the 5% as passed by the House of Representatives. As a joint caucus, we have set up very strong machinery to ensure that in the interest of justice and fairness, that the percentage of share of oil revenue to the host community does not fall below expectation. The joint PDP caucus commends the Southern Senate Governors Forum for the continued patriotic stand, despite the fact that they come from different parties. Their continued stand in always proffering solutions on critical issues bordering on our security, the stability of our nation, as well as our economic and political well-being at all times. This is signed by all members of the joint Senate and House of Rep caucus of the People's Democratic party. Thank you very much.